Hello, welcome to Brigade Gaming. I am Roy, and I will be taking you on a trip through Sgt Hammer. This is a how-to guide. Essentially, my hopes is that I survive for the majority of the game and show you how you too can survive for the majority of the game as Sgt Hammer. She is one of the more difficult heroes that I have in my collection, essentially because in a quick match it's hard for people to fully coordinate a game of protect the tank, because if you protect your tank, things are going to be okay. But when the tank is left by herself, things aren't okay. Especially if you pull a combo where you have somebody like Illidan, Zeratul, Nova, somewhere in that combo, then you're going to have a lot of trouble. You're probably going to at least look at 8 or 9 takedowns as Sgt Hammer. So we're going to jump into a game, and I'll be talking about Hammer.
Ready to roll out.
Alright, we're on a pirate ship. So we have Diablo, Abathur, Azmodan, Vala, and Illidan, and I'm the tank. I'm literally the tank. So this is going to be interesting. In that case, I'm going to increase my damage to distant enemies. What I want to try to do is let Raynor kind of get a feel for things out here. I'm not going to boost or anything like that at the moment. Lots of Raynors out lately, so here we go. They all left me. Alright, so we gotta try to help this Raynor out a little bit, but okay. Alright, we want to just try to help out as much as we can here with these creep waves, because we have Jaina and Raynor. We aren't soaking middle lane. That's a very dangerous proposition, but it doesn't look like it's really going to matter all that much at the moment, because it's time for us to go get some treasure. So what they will be doing is probably getting a turn in. So we're going to go help our comrades here. Now, Sgt Hammer, she's a great zoner, so I'm just going to chill out here, go siege mode, kind of let everything play out. I'm just going to be playing second fiddle to what everyone else does. So throwing those spider mines out, I'm going to have a little bit of protection in back. Now I have a little bit of an option depending on where they come from, but I don't believe they're gonna overly commit for 3 coins. Oh, and this is bad news. So luckily Jaina is there. All right, let's get back to the lanes. Especially up top. And what you can do is give your partner, or you could have done it yourself, you could have thrown some spider mines out and gone into siege mode and attacked these doubloon camps. And that'll be the quickest way for you to contribute doubloons to your camps. And we got a few people going down here. Alright, our next talent that I'm going to get is Maelstrom Shells, and it'll increase my damage. Or not my damage, but my range. And these things are worth a lot of experience here at the very beginning. All we want to do is just make sure that nobody's going to come up through the back there, like that. We're not a one-on-one hero. We don't need to be overly committed to that. So we'll just play it back here and try to hit some of these creeps. And from our angle here, a hero could come up and hit us right there like Illidan or something. So that's why I threw the spider mines out.
Let's get
So
to the fun part.
just get everybody backed up. So we're just gonna help push this lane a little bit.
Old Blackheart's got a gift for you.
And being ever vigilant and knowing where. Okay, so we have Asmodan. We're just gonna get that region globe. Go ahead and head back. Now Asmodan does have a distance attack,
This hero's getting on my nerves.
and that's bad news for us. So Rainer's calling for help. We're gonna go down. We're gonna do that.
Focus upon this hero.
Oh, music to
And
my
again, just watching the behind us. That's super important for us. Alright, so Rainer sees them trying to turn in. We're going to go with first aid. It's going to give us a little bit of sustainability.
lose it.
Alright, so this is a really terrible position, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and pop that first aid. We're going to go towards our allies. They are going to get that turn in. I'm going to see if I can try to. There we go. That should zone them a little bit, and they won't be able to get anything from that chest.
This one's life must end.
And what we actually want to do is probably have that turn in while they're busy. And so we'll zone this here. Throwing these over here, we'll throw that into that steam so that if somebody tries to use that to cover their visibility, it won't work. And so now we don't have a whole lot more to worry about as far as this tournament goes. So this Jaina is a master Jaina, probably knows their spells pretty well, so we're just gonna kind of help and follow with it. I see that they wanted to kill this Diablo down here, so I'm going to try to get down here pretty quick.
Delighted to, sir.
There it is.
Not getting up.
Well fought.
And we are going to get this turn in here probably, so that should give us another couple cannonballs. Rainer's right. We should definitely be getting these camps
We
over
oughta
here.
capture this
Seems
mercenary
we've
king.
reached an accord. Let's show your enemies a jolly good time.
Good job, Rainer. Alright, so we're going to get these siege camps. It's going to increase our push at the bottom. And after that, we should probably get these bruisers up here or gank the Illidan. So I'm going to see what my team wants to do. Or if they're just going to push it. It looks like Rainer's with me, so it should be fine.
Well then,
My shadows, actually.
who's got the coin?
Alright, so we'll get these knights. And looks like we hit 10 first. I always like a little bit of napalm. The other ability is pretty fun to play with if you make it to late game. It'll let you do like this crazy thing where it like goes after them 4 times. It's pretty fun.
Looks like your foe
Alright.
beat you to it. Let this be a lesson to you.
So what we're gonna do is try to push with these knights a little bit. So everything's just gonna be offensive real quick.
Hit that fortune foe.
And my only thought is that the knights are gonna run as far as they can here, and then
Looks like you just lost
once we get to a point where we think that there's going to be some trouble, we're just going to back out. There's not a whole lot of reason to throw too much risk into this, but pushing this lane will force them to have to defend, and there we could end up with a quick Abathur gank if we can find him. So, oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. We got to get out of here. So we're just going to head down, and because they're forced to deal with that push, we have some other things that we can do, like get that camp down here.
We ought to capture this
And,
mercenary camp.
So that's what we'll probably do. Of course, Rainer here.
Will someone please shoot these guys?
Oh, that's too bad.
We ought to capture this mercenary camp.
So Raynor was definitely out of position. That's too bad for him because that gave them quite a bit of experience. And you gotta watch the pathing. The pathing needs a lot of work. And whether or not it actually happens or not, I don't know. But there's a lot to be desired when it comes to pathing. So all we're gonna do right now is just kind of kill that, let those knights go, and then we're gonna see what's going on here because there's a lot of pings. Alright, so we did force Diablo to have to use those 100 souls. That's what that little red portal was.
Focus upon this hero.
We need to try to stick together a little bit more. I think that's a flaw that we're experiencing right now. Abathur's monstrosity up top isn't helping things either.
That had to hurt.
Those coins.
Kablamo!
Alright, so
I think they've had
we'll
enough.
be getting in range, throw out that to protect ourselves, and we can start attacking. Next thing I'm gonna get is a giant killer so we can attack heroes a little bit more. So Jaina's gonna kind of watch me here.
Oh, music to my ears.
This hero's getting on my nerves.
It's right there. Go grab it.
I got this.
So the map objective is more important than that. Right there, we've done what damage we needed to do to at least give it the start of what it's, you know, what I'm hoping is a kind of a push down.
Will someone please shoot this guy?
Oh, this isn't good. Oh gosh. That was my fault. I didn't realize there was two of them, so
We're on, boys. Ha-ha.
there we go.
Let's liven up this place.
We did make it. That was just, I've been playing a lot of Sgt Hammer to get away from something like that.
Move it or lose it. We ought to capture
So I
this
think that's
mercenary.
probably a decent idea, is to clean this up here and get those bruisers. You know,
I never tread lightly. We ought to capture this mercenary.
They'll need to pay up first.
what's great about this napalm is you can use it quite often. What I'm going to do now is just be back, get some full life, full mana. And this is kind of a risky thing. They have their entire team there level ahead. So the risk is pretty substantial, but if you get the boss, statistically speaking, you'll come out ahead on the map more often. At least with this. Because comebacks on this map aren't typical. So you know, you have to be able to take a risk sometimes. When Spankle Z1 and I play,
Gotta capture this mercenary.
we try to mitigate risk as often as possible.
Who's a talent?
But I feel like I'm probably more okay with risking some stuff every so often, just going with it.
Affirmative.
So we're just going to try to meet up with this push up here. We have Vala helping out, and
Upon this hero.
so
Napalm airborne.
we're just going to try to take this out as best we can. Oh man, that's kind of good.
I never
Alright.
tread lightly. Napalm. Light up our life. What I do.
So let's just see if we can. There we go.
I am unstoppable.
And I'm going to grit this coin. And we're going to...
The enemy's
Will someone
taking
please
it
shoot
through.
this guy?
Your has it out for you.
And I definitely want to get back there and take out that stupid Asmodan. Asmodan could really take down Lane pretty quickly if left unhindered, but there are just times that he's not great. Yeah, you see how Raynor just took him down? He has no sustain. So
We ought to capture this
we're
mercenary camp.
we're probably going to experience them getting their 20s before us, and so we got to keep getting camps, and we got to keep the pressure on them because we're not like out of this yet. It's just like I said, when you're behind on this map, you tend to not have a comeback, and
Focus upon this hero.
that's so it's gonna be hard, but this isn't a bad game. This is actually pretty preferable as a Sgt Hammer. So
Will someone please shoot this guy?
that Raynor though, he is hurting us pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Let's keep up the pace.
Affirmative.
Killing spree! Let's skip the treasure hunt. It's right there. Go grab it.
So you know what? Let's get top. Well, this is kind of a risky move on our part. They've been pretty
Napalm. Oh, light up my life.
they've been pretty adamant on them getting these coins. So let's see if we can't try to steal it from. All right. So with 7, we have enough for what we need, but so does Jaina. So
They're attacking your core.
I'm going to return and defend core. Sgt Hammer is a great defender.
We've reached an accord. Let's show your enemy.
And calling down those banshees wasn't a great idea by Raynor, but you know, whatever. It's a quick
We ought to
match.
capture this mercenary camp.
Don't wait for me. Fire, you idiots. And there goes their king.
It's what I do.
So just keep collecting coins. Even though they're ahead, we're able to, you know, put up a good fight against them during team fights and stuff like that. And I'm not overly worried about it, but I think that if they want to, they could probably push the rest of that core down. So we need to. Oh, I couldn't do anything about that. We need to get the rest of these coins collected.
Your core is under attack. Keep lost.
Alright, so.
Proceeding.
Focus upon this hero.
Alright, everybody's being back, so it'd be a bad idea for me to continue doing this.
Someone please shoot this guy.
So we're just gonna try to get in range of as many people as we can.
Not getting up.
Will someone please shoot this
Very
guy?
impressive.
And Savala's definitely doing some work here.
Hero slain.
Rock and
Well
roll.
thought.
We ought to capture this mercenary camp.
I mean, it's right. It's tough. It's a tough decision to make right now, and
We ought to capture this mercenary camp.
this won't win the game, but a boss push plus this really could, and you will have seen a comeback. Most of all with Sgt Hammer, which is an extremely tough character to replace. So,
We're on.
God, I'd love to do that right now.
Let's liven up this place.
Alright, so push boss to win.
The Davy Jones locker we.
So they're gonna get everybody back. My bets are that they're gonna attempt a backdoor. And so you are, you know, I'm trying to think as best as a Sgt Hammer, you need to be prepared to see that backdoor.
That's enough.
And there it is.
We're working for free.
No, 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 no.
Delighted to,
if it's a core race, because he's not attacking the core yet. So we're just gonna go in and do what we do. Watch out for the... Man, he's got it twice. It's not cool. So we're just gonna keep hitting with everything we got. If we get another napalm, I would say that's probably over.
Never tasted sweeter!
Alright, so that's the basics to playing Sgt Hammer, specifically dealing with the Black Heart's Bay. Show you some stats. 9-0. You want to try to keep your siege damage probably the highest on your team. Nazebo is definitely able to do some major work siege-wise, and Vala, Jaina, all those, everybody really contributed. Raynor, he had a tough time out there, 7-5. Vala 10-7, but the point is that you as a tank aren't really a tank. You gotta be real, finesse your way to victory sometimes. So thanks for watching. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you like the content we make, give us a subscription. We really appreciate everyone that we get, and we'll keep on doing videos and keep on doing how-tos. Thanks for joining me.